Good morning. Today is Tuesday, May 12th, okay? And today for math and language, we just have some review. So we're just gonna go ahead and get straight into that this morning. Try and get things shortened up a little bit today for us, okay? So today we're gonna review fractions, okay? Sometimes they're gonna ask us which fraction is bigger, okay? So I've got a couple sets up here for us to look at. The first one I have is 1/2 and 1/3, okay? Which fraction is the bigger fraction, okay? You might know right away which one is bigger. Now remember, the number on the bottom doesn't necessarily tell us that it's bigger. But let's say you weren't for sure on how to know which one is bigger. Well, remember we can draw a picture, okay? So 1/2, we could draw a circle. The bottom number tells us how many we have. The top number tells us how many are colored in, okay? So that would be 1/2. On 1/3, I would need to have 3 sections, 1, 2, 3, because my bottom number is 3, and I color 1 in, okay? So now that we have our picture, which number is bigger? Which fraction is bigger, 1/2 or 1/3? Which one are you gonna get more of? 1/2 is our bigger fraction, okay? On the other side, I have 2/4, so we need to divide it into 4, because our bottom number tells us how many, and the top number tells us we're gonna color 2 of them in, okay? 1, 2. Then over here I have 2/3, okay? So I'm gonna draw my circle and I need 3 sections, okay? Because my bottom number tells me I have 3, and I need to color 2 of them in. So which fraction is bigger, 2/4 or 2/3? Well, if I look at my pictures, I've got more colored in on 2/3. So 2/3 is my bigger number, okay? So sometimes if they're having us compare fractions and you're not sure which one it is, go ahead and draw yourself a little picture and it'll help you see that, okay? We have some fractions on our worksheet, so if you'll pull that out, I wanna go ahead and do section number 6 with you, okay? So let's go through page 338, the back of our math, okay? And you're gonna skip sections number 1 and 2, so go ahead and put a little X on those because we're not gonna do those today. Number 3 has to do with money. Number 4 has to do with time. Now remember what we learned about with time the other day, okay? With our minute hand, if we're exactly on a number, we're gonna count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, all the way around the clock. If it's not exactly on our number and it's in between, the long hand's in between, we've got to count the little marks to see where we're at. So carefully look at those. Neither one of those clocks actually land on a 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, okay? It's going to be an odd number. Number 5, multiplication and division. And then number 6 is what I want to do together, okay? It says continue the pattern. This pattern's a little bit different. I don't know that we've done patterns with fractions much, so I wanted to go ahead and do it with you, okay? So if you look up here, I've got the same thing written on the board that's in your book. So we're gonna go through this together. They give us 1 2/3, then they skip to 2, and then we go to 2 2/3, okay? So we have to finish the pattern, or 2 1/3, I'm sorry, 2 1/3. 1 2/3, 2, 2 1/3. What's our pattern gonna be, okay? We're gonna start here. So we're gonna have a 2 and then 2/3. Then what do you think is gonna come next? 3, good, okay? Not sure if you can see over here, okay? So we've got 1 2/3, 2, 2 1/3, 2 2/3, 3. What's gonna come next in our pattern? 3 1/3, and 3 2/3, okay? It's a little bit confusing, okay? So that's why I wanted to do this with us. So your answer should be 2 2/3, 3, 3 1/3, 3 2/3, okay? I wanted to do that section together to finish that pattern, okay? So I'll leave that there for you for a second to get that written. Just fill in those 4 blanks with these numbers right here in purple. Okay, and then once you do that, if you want to flip over to the front is kind of a fun little thing today. It says use your ruler to draw a line from A to B. Measure the line and write how many inches on the brown line. So they give you half of a triangle there, but it's missing one of its sides. So you're gonna take your ruler and from the dot where it says A up to B, you're gonna draw a straight line and connect those to finish the triangle, okay? Then you need to measure that line, okay? And write it on the brown line. Above that, number 2 says, what is the perimeter of the tent? Remember, perimeter is when we take it and we add all the sides. So this is a triangle, so it has 3 sides, okay? Then if you go across, number 3 says, color 1/3 of the stars yellow and 2/3 of the stars orange, okay? Then number 4 is right below that. Write the Roman numeral for the campfire wood there. Then number 5, down that trail, you're gonna count by 3s. They give you the first letter number, which is 3, and the last number, which is 36. You're gonna count by 3 on those lines. Number 6, draw a line of symmetry for the canoe. And number 7, write the temperatures, freezing point and boiling point. Okay, we've not talked about those in a while. See if you can remember what freezing point and boiling point is, okay? That's math for us today. Go ahead and give me a pause, and when you come back, I'll be all ready for language. Welcome back for language. Today to review in language, we are just going to review ABC order, okay? And today I've got some books of the Bible up here that we're gonna put in ABC order. So let's start right here. Remember with ABC order, we always start with the first letter, okay? So if all the first letters are different, we can stop there. Sometimes our first letters will be the same, like if we had coat and crocodile. Those are both start with C, so we'd have to move to the second letter. We also learned sometimes we have to go as far as the third letter. We've got to keep going until we find different letters, okay? In this first example, all the letters are different, okay? So we're gonna just figure out what's first, and we're gonna go 1 through 4 today, okay? So we've got Ephesians, Numbers, Micah, and Acts, okay? So we look at the first letter. I've got an E, an N, an M, and an A. Which one of our books of the Bible is going to come first? Very good, Acts. Acts starts with A, that's number 1, okay? What do you think is going to come next? E, N, or M? E comes next, Ephesians, then M, Micah, and finally Numbers, number 4, okay? So that's ABC order when all the letters are different. Now over here, I've got some more books of the Bible, okay? And we've got Proverbs, Psalm, Titus, and Philemon, okay? Now if you will notice, I have a P, a P, a P, a P, a T, and a P. I have 3 words that start with P, okay? So I've got to move to the second letter. I've got PR, PS, and PH. Which one's going to come first? An R, an S, or an H? Hopefully you said an H, so Philemon's going to be our first one. Then we got to go over here. I've got an R and an S. Which one comes next? Proverbs comes next. That leaves Psalms as 3. And T comes way after P, so we know that Titus is going to be number 4, okay? So ABC order, I know some of you are really getting this, okay? Because I know you've done it before, but it's starting to make sense between our glossary and our dictionary on ABC order, okay? If you will take out your language worksheet, we'll start on the front side, okay? And that's going to be page 335. Number 1, fill in the blanks, okay? So you've got some words to fill in. They don't give you a word bank, so think about it, okay? An adjective is a word that describes a what? What does an adjective describe? A noun, right? An adjective describes a noun. An adverb describes a verb. So in that first line, you want to put noun. And then see if you can remember what 2 questions we ask. Number 2, draw lines from the adjectives to the noun they describe. So you've got an adjective on the left, you've got to match it to a noun on the right. Number 3, write an adjective for each noun. They're going to give you the noun. Party, okay? What kind of party? How many parties? Okay, you might have to change the ending. Number 4, write an adjective on the line to finish the sentence. You're going to describe the noun to finish the sentence. Cross off dictation. On the back, number 1 says read the sentences. Use proofreader marks to add capital letters, comma, and punctuations at the end of the sentence. So you're using our 3 lines for capitalization and our little caret for inserting. You're going to insert commas or punctuation at the end. There are 18 errors, okay? You're gonna find 18 things that need to be corrected between those 4 sentences. Number 2, or an. We've not talked about this in a while. We use in front of consonants. We use an in front of vowels. So if the first word starts with a vowel, we wanna use an. If the first letter in the word starts with a consonant, we wanna use a. Number 3, write the abbreviations, and number 4, put those words in ABC order. 1 through 4, there's 3 groups. 1 through 4, 1 through 4, 1 through 4, okay? Go ahead and do your language, and I'll see you back here in just a second to talk about reading and health. Welcome back. We're on reading all kinds of animals still. I hope you guys have enjoyed this book. This is always one of my kind of favorites. Sometimes it's more interesting. I like the My New Name book because it's a chapter book and we get to tell a whole story. And I like all kinds of animals because we learned some fun facts that maybe we didn't know about them, okay? So today we're gonna do page 80. We're gonna start on page 80. We are still talking about our chipmunks. So 80, 81, 82, 83, and then 84 is just answering some questions, okay? So read those couple of pages today, and then you'll be done with reading. Okay, let's move on to health, okay? We're still talking about safety, okay? Today we're gonna be on page 58, and we're talking about safety when we're away from home. Yesterday we talked about safety when we were at home, what to do in case of a fire, what to do if we find a gun in our house, you know, how to keep others safe by cleaning up our spills. Today we're going to talk about what we do, how do we be safe when we're not in our home, okay? So page 58, excuse me, has a vocabulary word at the top, stranger. A stranger is a person you do not know, okay? Safety away from home. I practice safety habits even when I am away from home. Whether I am playing by myself or with my friends, I want to be safe. These safety habits help me stay safe no matter where I am. A police officer is my friend. If I get lost, he can help me find my parents. I need to know my parents' name, my telephone number, and my address. Okay, these are 3 very important things you need to know just in case you were needed to tell a police officer. Okay, so at the bottom, my father's name, my mother's name, my telephone number, and my address. If you want to fill those in after we finish, and if you don't know them, you can find someone to ask. On page 59, here are some good safety habits. Ask permission before going anywhere. Never leave a building by yourself, okay? Number 2, before you go anywhere, tell an adult where you are going. When you are alone, do not talk to people that you do not know, okay? If you were to get separated, don't talk to people you don't know. Go find someone or a police officer. Do not ride in a car with a stranger. Never get in a car with a stranger, no matter what they tell you, okay? Do not pet stray animals. Some animals are not used to people, so don't pet animals you don't know. Always ask permission if you can pet someone's animal. And the last one, do not eat anything you find without permission from an adult. Don't eat things that you don't know, that someone that you don't know, a parent, someone that you trust hasn't given you. Only eat things that you know that is safe from someone you know. God has given you a wonderful body. You have learned that every part of your body is good, but some parts of your body are private. These private parts of your body are the parts that are covered by a swimsuit. If anyone touches you in these areas, no matter who the person is or what they tell you, tell your parent or a trusted adult, okay? Next page, 60, walking safety. My family likes to take walks after dinner. My dad told me that when we are walking instead of riding in the car, we are called pedestrians. If we're walking and not riding, we're called pedestrians. Sometimes we jog or skip or walk, but we always stay together on the sidewalk. If there is no sidewalk, we walk single file on the left side of the road so we can see the cars coming toward us. We walk close to the side of the road so the cars have plenty of room to drive by us. We got Brady up there. He says use a sidewalk if there's one. Page 61. Sometimes when we walk, we go to the ice cream shop. When we cross the street, we go to the corner and cross at the crosswalk. At the traffic light, we look at the lights facing us. When the light turns green, I look left, right, and then left again. At one corner, there's a special light for pedestrians that tells us when it is safe to cross. I always hold my parents' hand when I cross the street. One evening, I saw a cute dog as my family was walking. Since the dog was with its owner and was on a leash, I asked if I could pet it. I know that I should not pet any animal without first asking permission. This dog's owner said I could pet his dog. The dog wagged his tail and licked my hand. Mom told me that if a dog without a leash comes toward me, I should stand still and not run. I should call out for her or Dad to come help me. Page 62. On the way home, my family and I crossed the railroad tracks. We always look both ways and listen for a train before we cross the tracks. If we see a train coming, we stand away from the tracks because a train is wider than the tracks. It is fun to wait for the train to go by. I try to count the cars, but sometimes the train is too fast. Remember the safety rules and signs so that you and your family can have fun walks together too. And then you've got Brady down there. Stop, look, and listen, okay? If you're coming by a train or walking across train tracks, stop, look to see if you hear a train or see a train, and then listen to hear if you see it. Listen to see if you hear it. I think I said that backwards. On the bottom, think and write. What is a stranger? What did we say the definition of a stranger was? It's a person that I do not know, someone I don't know. What is a pedestrian? Remember, a pedestrian is a person who is walking, okay? If you're not in a car and you're walking, you're a pedestrian. Where do you walk if there is no sidewalk? Say there's no sidewalk. Where do we need to walk? We need to walk on the left side of the road, close to the edge, in single file. Very good. Before you pet a dog, what should you do? You should ask permission. Good. Now on page 63, these are some signs you should know, okay? Some of these I'm sure you've seen riding in your car with your parents. The first one is a walk light. It tells pedestrians may cross, but look left, right, left again before crossing. The second picture is a hand and it says, do not walk. This shows you if you're waiting for the light to change, don't walk. Then we've got the stop sign. Cars and bike riders must stop, okay? Then in the blue section, we've got two people. We've got a man and a lady. Cars and bike riders must stop to allow pedestrians in the crosswalk to cross the street. This means that if you see this sign and people are walking, that you have to stop if you're driving a car or riding a bike so that they can walk through ahead of you. Then you've got Brady there. He's showing you how to look left, look right, and then look left again before you cross the street. And on the bottom, we got the railroad sign, okay? Then we've got a warning sign. This sign shows us that to be careful on the roads ahead. And the last one is a bike route and shows us that this is just a path for the bike riders, okay? So that's our reading for today. If you'd like to do it, I did send home a worksheet, page 106, and it's a fun little road maze, okay? So you're gonna try and get the family from the top to the bottom, okay? Follow the road signs to find your path through the maze. Draw your line through the signs that you may go, but avoid the signs that mean you have to stop. So you only want to go through the signs that mean you can go. Okay? That's it for today. I hope everyone has a great afternoon. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye.